NBA YoungBoy collaborated with NLE Choppa on his new album, Street Sermons. Yeah, just on the intro, we don't know if YB is talking on this or if he blessed him with a verse. But look, this is major. I don't know how deep they beef was, but I remember a couple years ago, a YB fan tried to take off on him in the airport. Man, that shit was hilarious. Drop it in the comments, bro. This is big because since YB has gotten out of prison, he's been at least trying to bury the hatchet, I mean, commercially. Let's say that, commercially, because he's trying to become a more commercial hip-hop star right now. And it looked like it might happen for him, you know what I mean? But I say commercially because it's a lot of little fires that has been started throughout the year. I'm just being honest, I'm just being real, but shout out to him because he's working with people like NLE Choppa, Louboutin happy as hell. Yeah, I wouldn't say he friends with him, he's just playing his cards. He know how to play the game now. Jaden Smith has been announced as creative director for Christian Louboutin. Yeah, bro, shout out to him. He's gonna be overseeing the creation of 4 seasons. Yeah, all 4 seasons. His own line will be showcased Paris Fashion Week, January 2026. Look, shout out Jaden Smith, because you don't really hear a lot from him, but you can't really call him a Nepo baby, even though a lot of his shit might come because he got some connections. Will Smith is his dad. Man, that man is out there doing the work. Him and his sister, fam. Drop it in the comments. Them kids are out there doing the work. Now, you can say whatever you want about old Will Smith. We know he got some shit going on behind the scenes. And we know that slap kind of changed how y'all felt about him. But he raised the shit out them kids. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Shout out Jaden Smith, man. Congratulations. Real shit. Saluting. Rich Homie Quan has been honored with Rich Homie Quan Memorial Day in Atlanta. Look, the city council has voted. They decided to honor his legacy and his life in Atlanta. Every year, September 17th, from this day forward, shall be known as Rich Homie Quan Memorial Day. Look, they planning all type of events, even a softball game, just to celebrate, like I said, the legacy and to enjoy the music. You got to cherish the music. The man was making some hella tunes. You know, just be honest, let's just be real. Rich Homie Quan had it, fam. Yeah, he had it. Everything he came out with was dope, bro. On top of that, the CD that he put out, his last one, fam, Rich, as in spirit. Hard, fam, hard, 30-fold. You know what I mean? Look, bro, drop it in the comments if you fuck with RHQ like that. But look here, shout out to him. He's got his own day, September 17th. Drop it in the comments. Drake earned $777 million in tour revenue. We're talking about in the span of his career, touring. He's made nearly $1 billion. Well, by now that I'm speaking, it's over $1 billion. Why? That number was excluding the Some Sexy Shows For You tour. Yeah, that's excluding that. That ain't adding none of this new shit. On top of that, Iceman is about to drop. Look, bro, I think it's gonna be fire. Drop it in the comments, man. A lot of people think Drake is losing. Bro, how do you lose when you've been on top of the game for 15 years? This ain't no shot to Kendrick. I love him. Yeah, I love him. That's my guy. But you gotta be honest, fam. You got to be real about these things, fam. You can't just be all in your emotions like, oh, he lost, just take it. Look, bro, it ain't my L to hold. He ain't losing. Drop it in the comments, fam. Dame Dash files a $300 million defamation lawsuit against Cameron. Look, he say it went too far. Way too far. But before he put his hands on him, before he put them dogs on him, do something violent and risk going to prison, hell or jail, you know what I mean? Before he risked that, fam, he had to file this $300 million lawsuit, defamation lawsuit, because he's made it really uncomfortable for his son and his wife. You know what I mean? Look, Cameron is playing like weird games right now. Why? He started getting some money. That's how money do you, bro. Money make you feel like you untouchable. You know what I mean? Real shit. One that never really had it like that, Now you get the money to feel like, you know what, I got the power now. Yeah, I got the juice now, Grandpa. But look here, Cameron. The man say you got one more time to say something. One more time. And you gonna see how he gonna break your pockets. Drop it in the comments, fam. Scars from the playground. Drake becomes the first artist with 120 billion Spotify streams. And look, bro, you gotta understand the magnitude of what I'm saying. I'm saying artist. I am not saying rapper. I am not saying rapper. I'm talking about artist, man, which shouldn't be no surprise to you because he did dominate the last 15 some odd years, bro. But it's certain tracks that just to this day, they just still going, fam. People are still jamming the shit out of these. That's why you can't take breaks from hip hop when you really make this thing a business. You got to keep putting out because you're going to reach these type of climaxes. Look, in second place is Taylor Swift. She got 110. I think The Weeknd got 89 million. Next up, I believe, is Travis Scott, if I'm not mistaken. Kendrick Lamar is not up there just yet. Yeah, he's not up there. K-Bots, I know y'all hate that and y'all ain't. Yes, he is. He's not, fam. You can't, look, argue with Spotify. Your argument isn't with me. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. Drop it in the comments. Rampage Jackson, son. Roger Jackson was arrested for felony battery charges. Look, bro, Psycho Show, he beat the hell out of him. I'm just be honest with you. I'm gonna just be real. Got in there, and I thought it was a skit. I didn't know what was going on until you see the level of punches and the moves that are being made on those Psycho. Then you start to believe, bro, this is real. But a little bit behind the scenes, bro, he's not totally wrong. Allegedly, the Psycho crushed the milk can on his head. You know what I mean? I seen the footage. Now, I don't know if it should have made him that mad, but bro, look here, bro, Roger. You got to learn to control that. Yeah, that's your hands are dangerous weapons when you can use them like that. You know what I mean? You can't just go and unleash that type of shit or can of whoop ass on everybody, bro. You must hold back. You must hold back. You can't go. You gonna finish him? Wow, bro. Drop it in the comments, man. It's Scars from the Playground. Electronica released a new album, a written testimony, Leaflets. You know what I mean? Semicolon, Leaflets. This is a follow-up to that 2020 release. Look, the intro is Diddy. This is what, I love him. I love Jay Electronica. I love that shit, fam. I'm just being honest with you. One of my favorite rappers. I gotta be real, bro, but when Diddy called me every I wanna die, like when you gonna drop that shit, nigga, you're taking long? You know what I mean? That made me look at him a certain way, because Diddy's a creature. Yeah, Diddy's a strange being, fam. Why were you that close to Diddy? Even after all this shit, and it turns out Diddy been doing this and doing that, you still put him on the intro? He's still your intro? Like, why, bro? Like, it's like you stand for so much, but it's like you don't never come out and talk about nothing. You never take a side on anything. You know what I mean? You contradict yourself. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the Playground. Epps hired a private investigator to find his Instagram troll. He thought it was a man in Philadelphia. He thought we were fucking with a gangster. Man that threatened him and did so much shit online DMing that he wanted to find him. It turned out it was just a little 12-year-old kid. Drop it in the comments. Little 12-year-old kid in. Was he in Philly? I don't know, bro. I don't know that much of the story. But look here, bro. What was you gonna do when you found him? That's the question. That's the question, bro. What were you gonna do when he found? See, a lot of people, if this not skits, you talk yourself into some shit. You talk yourself into some shit because now it make people look at you like, you trying to do the bullshit? You know what I mean? Shout out Lil Boosie, my bad, bro. Yeah, I've said worse. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I'm gonna just be real, but are you trying to do the bullshit? What you looking for him for? What were you gonna do? You know what I mean? Hire a hitman? You know, just being honest, bro. Drop it in the comments. Scars from the Playground. Happy Friday night. 50 Cent announces new film, Moses the Black, with Quavo, Omar Epps, Wiz Khalifa and that. I seen a little scene where Quavo was in prison and he's sitting on the bleachers. The movie don't look like it's gonna be just no blockbuster. I'm gonna just be honest with you, I'm gonna just be real. Look, 50 is executive producer. Wiz is executive producer. And the third one, Omar Epps, they all executive producing this project. they just trying to do something. This is being shot in Chicago. It's bound to be something, though. Yeah, it's bound to be something. You can't really judge shit off the behind the scenes, but I ain't never just seen Quavo and Wiz act like that if they in the movie. I don't even know if they in the movie. I think they are in the movie. Drop it in the comments if you've seen the trailer. Shout out 50 Cent, though, because he's working, bro. He's working. Look, all roads lead to Shreveport. Bottom fucking line. I could say whatever I want to, but all roads are leading to Shreveport. He's even playing Bell Rock. Drop it in the comments, man. Scores from the playground.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap, people tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.